Hello, my name is Raymond Karczewski, and I'm a living Christ. Today I have the most important message that you will ever hear in this lifetime, bar none. So I suggest that you pay attention, you listen quietly, and you observe how your mind reacts to what is being said on this video. You see, this video is truth, delivered by a simple man of truth, a living Christ, me. It is not something that you are accustomed to. You are accustomed to the games that are played by the satanically ruled intellectual mind that is trained, indoctrinated, programmed at an early age. And that program never leaves you in life as you grow. You only experience the illusions that your conscious intellect creates in relationship to what you believe. You see, your beliefs are illusions, they're fictions, they're created by your conscious intellect. But you mistake them for your truth, for your God, and you worship that twisted, dualistic, partial image of definitions that go into the words that you hear. You see, words are merely a means of communication. They control energy. Energy is truth. Energy is all that is. Energy is God. And that's found only in the subconscious mind, the mind of non-duality. You have two minds, but you have forsaken your subconscious, which is always operating, whether you like it or not. But you abandon it in return for occupying and worshiping the illusions of the conscious intellect, that which has been programmed into you by outside authorities such as schools, such as media, such as authority symbols known as presidents, kings, queens. They're all illusion, you understand? Because they're based in the dualistic consciousness of the satanically ruled intellect. It's a fiction. It's temporary. It's partial. Truth must be whole, holistic, holy. Understand? That means it must have no fragmentation to it. Truth is what is. What is. You understand? That can be only experienced in the eternal moment of now. It cannot be experienced in the future, for that's a fictional plane of consciousness that you experience in your intellect. And you cannot experience it in the past because the past is dead. It's all based on after-moment thought, based on memory. And you tailor your actions according to those fictional ideas that you hold. So you worship a fictional God. That fictional God is Satan. If you live and operate and filter reality, what is truth, through your memory-based ideas held through myth, legend, repetitious indoctrination, you're living in a fantasy world, an illusory world. However, it seems very real to you, does not? Understand? That's your civilized society you're talking about. It's based on ideas and thoughts, concepts, but it isn't real. Why is it not real? Because it's dualistic. It has a beginning, it has an end, it's fragmented. And that which is not whole can never be truth. What is truth? Is God. God is eternal. God is whole. What is true 10,000 years ago is true today. That's what God is. God is eternal, infinite, understanding, truth, intelligence, and we, living men and women, are receptacles of that holistic consciousness found in the subconscious mind. Since truth is God, and we are at one, resonating with that truth, that holistic truth, are we not God? The God of our own lives? The God of our own experiences? Certainly. That can't be argued. If you're arguing, you're in your conscious intellect, your satanically ruled intellect, because that's duality. That's all you know. And you carry that dualistic consciousness throughout life with you, and that's hell. That's the pain of understanding, the pain of making mistakes, being corrected by those mistakes until you become whole, you become at one. At that point, you act holistically. You are the God of your life, and you act it out in your projections. If you are confused and have not resolved the contradictions and the conflict that rage in your conscious intellect, you will act in a confused way also. And that will be the pain of your experiences that you have while you live in the realm of hell. Now, all of us are afflicted with both minds. The subconscious mind is no affliction. That is the resolution of all of the problems that are afflicted by the conscious intellect. And that is the purpose of your life on earth, to understand who you are. For you are God. Now, all you Christians out there, you're going to rant and rave and flail at this living Christ who claims to be God. That's your conditioning speaking. You're reacting. You don't understand what I've just said. It conflicts with your beliefs. You see, belief is a partial truth. Sounds like truth, feels like truth, but it either delivers pleasure or pain. Why? Because it's dualistic. We're living in hell. Civilized world as we know it is that hell. And we are all condemned to live in it during this lifetime, this incarnation. You see, we are infinite beings. We are God. We are beyond time. We are beyond space. We are beyond intellect. And this incarnation is merely an experiential, linear process that we must go through until we clearly understand who we are. And we act holistically. We act truthfully. We tell no lies. We do no harm. You understand? Have you ever tried living that way. Do no harm, tell no lies. Have you ever tried that? You see, that is what you must do if you are to reach your godhood, your holistic being of telling the truth. And doing no harm because you're operating out of a non-dualistic level of consciousness. You see, it's non-dualistic. It is one. There's no opposition. Opposition only occurs in the dualistic, satanically ruled intellect. So, all you must do in order to achieve, and achieve is a dualistic word, but since that's where you are, and I'm in your world too, but I'm not of it, therefore I can speak non-dualistically while in a dualistic consciousness to you. Now that doesn't make any sense to you, but that's merely your lack of clarity, lack of understanding. And that's what you must understand if you are to progress spiritually. For you are all gods in your own life. You are the maker of your life. You are the experiencer of your life. And you bear the responsibility for your actions. Now, the one thing that is prominent in all Satanists is that they tend to avoid responsibility for their actions and rather blame an illusion, them, the other, the not me, as being responsible for the conflict that they are experiencing, when merely that conflict is just their consensual agreement to operate in the dualistic intellect. Oh, they don't understand that. You don't understand that. All you can do is look for judgments, reasons to blame somebody for the result of your confusion. Well, there is no pass the buck. You ultimately must come to understand that since you are the creator of your life, the quality of your life, you are responsible for it. And you cannot pass it off on someone else, but that's what you do. For example, I have been doing this for 24 years on the internet. And for 24 years I've been negated, argued with, debated with. Now you'll notice that I don't debate with anyone. I merely speak the simple truth, the what is. And you can take it or leave it. So, if you want to argue with me, I will be the mirror on the wall, which reflects accurately your actions. And you cannot escape them, because you're looking at yourself. You're looking at your actions, and your actions speak louder than any words that you may use to convey confusion, to muffle the consequence, the energy of such confusion. But you're stuck with that confusion. You cannot avoid it, so you try to escape it through drugs, through alcohol, through entertainment, through sex. All these are escapes. They're pleasurable. You understand? When you're involved in pleasure and pain, you're dualistic. You're experiencing duality at its best. It's telling you something, but you're not paying attention. You avoid it like the plague, and you keep going deeper and deeper into depression. You understand? You have such highs and such lows. You're manic depressive. You understand? You're out of control. Your emotions rule your afflicted intellect, and you react according to your emotional attachments. to those ideas that you hold. But they're all false. They're all illusion. They're part of this thing you call life, civilized life, where there's birth and there's death. You understand? If there's always a beginning and an end, it cannot be holistic, can it? For truth is eternal. Truth is without end. You understand? So I speak truth, and it can't be argued. What was true in 2,000 years ago when Jesus Christ spoke is true today when Raymond Karczewski, another Christ, holistic man, living man, speaks. You understand? It's too harsh for you. You cannot grasp the energy, but the energy of truth is unmistakable. You understand that I have been attacked for 24 years. Who can do that? Who can sustain the truth for 24 years when everyone, without exception, but a few believers who grasp a fragment of the truth, a wisp of the truth spoken by this Christ, and agree, and then go back into their satanic patterns once again? They're searchers, spiritual searchers. They're you. A great number of you answer that description. I'm 81 years old. I've had this Christ consciousness since the age of 5. And you can see in the past 24 years the kinds of pressures that have been applied to this Christ by satanic believers such as yourself. And I don't care if you're Catholic, if you're Buddhist, if you're a Jew, or if you're nationalistic, you're an American, you're a Russian, Chinese. You see, that's a program. And that programs you in an indoctrination of certain beliefs that have a limitation to them, that do not adopt the belief systems of other nationalities, other countries, other nations, other races. You understand? We are not our bodies. We are not our minds. We are infinite intelligence. But along the way, we have sold our souls in order to worship the satanic image of the intellect. That's our life. That's our life in hell. And there's no escape from it. Drugs don't help you. None of the escapes help you. You just devolve deeper and deeper until you die. All your energy has been wasted on illusions, and you die. War. The body dies. The mind, which is a computer, dies with the body. But you, the spirit, you are eternal. You are God. Jesus of Nazareth said that 2,000 years ago. He said, ye are gods. I'm telling you the same thing here and now. In 2019, you are the God of your life, because you are the creator of your life. You create the governments, which are merely an idea in your intellect. You create your religion, another idea in your intellect. You create the banks, another idea, which manipulates your energy and calls it money. But that too is an illusion. They have nothing but the illusion going for them, but you believe them because you are afraid, you doubt yourself. You question everything that they say according to your limited understanding, and you finally cave in to them. And that's how you give power to hell. Government has no power over you unless you give it to them by your consent, by your contract. And once you play the lawyer game, you're finished. They play with words, and the words are illusions, but they have more importance to you than your own life, because they can put you in prison by your consent. And you don't know any better. They tried that with me, the living man who understands that he is the creator of government, and government is merely an idea. And it only has the power that I give it if I consent to it. No man is my master. No institution is my master. No government, no religion, no bank. Nobody is my master. I am the God of my life and my life only. And that's what I'm trying to convey to you. That I have done, so can you. From the standards of conditioning, you can judge my life as being poor or middle class. Yet I am absolutely free of all of the constraints of such thought. I have no debt in my life. I don't owe anyone anything. My needs are presented to me always. And they're done so through problems that I come to understand and resolve. And when those problems are resolved, there goes the problem. And I am free. I am sovereign. I am a living Christ. So how much money do I need to meet my needs? I currently have $161 million in UCC liens that affect the state of Oregon and the county of Josephine, located in Oregon. And they have just dismissed it as being so much nonsense. You understand? How do they dismiss that? They merely ignore it. They ignore me. They act as if I don't exist. Because if they admitted that I existed, they would have to do something about the claims that I have made, the UCC claims, that amount to $161 million. That's merely for the state of Oregon and the county of Josephine. That is discounting the federal government and its intelligence disinformation campaign that has been launched for 24 years to destroy the credibility of this Christ. And they have failed. You understand? How have they failed? How have they failed? Clearly, it's because I don't play by their dualistic rules. I am a Christ of truth, a man of truth, a simple man of truth. I am what is. What is cannot be assailed by the ideas of what is, which most of you worship. You worship fragments, ideas, legends, myths, religions, government, rules, regulations, laws, beliefs. They're all words. Oh, I understand that we must use words to communicate, but when that becomes our whole world, we become very simplistic. Not simplistic is the wrong word. We become very ignorant of who we are, and we merely react like a robot. We call that robot a person, a dead intellectual being created by the fictional institution of government through birth certification. It's not real. It's not a living thing, entity. It is a dead idea. And therefore it becomes property of the government that created it. But you forget that as living men and women, you have created government, and you have created religion, and they are your servants, not your master. Get that straight. That's what upsets you most of all with the comments that I make. I talk over your heads, and you must stretch, or you must stop thinking and just be aware of the energy of truth that is being delivered to you, and determine for yourself what your actions are going to be. Because you are the creator of your life. Now, I have said that government has been on me for 24 years. Government, federal government, local government, county government, state government. They're all part and parcel fictional persons belonging to a fictional system of thought called government. And that government creates the idea, the illusion that it has power over you. It has no power over you unless you consent to it by contract. That's where lawyers come in. That's where judges come in. The judiciary system is clearly satanic. It is of Satan itself, because it is based in duality. It is based in conflict. It is based in wealth producing and manipulation. Understand, none of these fictional organizations, because they are fictional, are able to create anything. They must tap into your fictional intellect and lure you, seduce you into reacting to a point where you support it. Without your support, government cannot function, nor can religion. Without your support, it cannot, it, it will die. It needs your money. It needs redistribution of your money to give to people who become fictional persons, satanic rulers, like the so-called 6 families that rule this world. So I'm talking about the Rothschilds. I'm talking about the Rockefellers. That look. They have no power, but for your doubt. They have no wealth, but for the idea that they hold over you, and you capitulate to it. God is the manifestation of all intelligence. It is infinite in its abilities to express that intelligence. If it is not imprisoned in the conscious intellect, with its limitations, with its devices that cause you to respond and react. Not acting clearly, fully, completely, holistically, fully, but acting in response to stimuli. That's called satanic hypnosis. That's how you're controlled. Every one of you. You're concerned about the massive immigration of people to these United States. That's merely a political manipulation which creates confusion and confoundment to men and women who are conditioned to limitation, to Satanism. And you judge that to be good or bad. And you take sides. You divide yourselves. And such divisions cause the conflict that you're now experiencing in your life. When you turn on the TV sets or listen to the radio and the news media The satanic news media is working on you with mind control, telling you, suggesting problems that exist somewhere in the world, but not in your life. In your life, you are merely receiving that as an idea, and because it is an idea, it's limited, and therefore you divide yourselves, and you either accept what's happening in the Middle East as truth, while you're sitting comfortably in your home here in America, and you're supporting that with your money, your activity. You're supporting Israel. Israel is merely another country, another fiction. And they're conning the rest of the world, including the United States of America, to fund them, spending millions and millions of your dollars that you give to your country forcibly, not voluntarily. Taxes, very few taxes are voluntary. Oh, you will couch it with the word voluntary because you want to have others look at you in a positive way. But all taxes are theft, taken from one man and given to another. Oh, and those who receive the benefits of another's wealth through hard work, they are the corruptors of the conscious intellect. They are the leaders of the world, the presidents, the kings, the queens. They have put together an illusory, fictional world, and they fund it with your life's energy. And they deplete you. They gain in power. If that's not hell, what is it? Now, I told you at the beginning of this that this was probably the most important message you will hear in this lifetime, and I can assure you that it is. All you have to do is realize that you've been conned. You've been lied to all of your life. You live a lie, and that lie is your personal hell. Stop it! And you can stop it any time you want. Enter into meditation, the state of the non-dualistic consciousness, where only what is, truth, God, exists. That's heaven on earth. If that's not important, what the hell is? Thank you.